Once the desired position to go up has been reached, you have to stabilize the platform. To move the stabilizers, switch the position of the selectors, toe/stabilizers from the toes position to the stabilizers position. By pressing downwards the stabilizer levels, while at the same time moving the right or left joysticks, the 4 stabilizers will touch the ground. The left joystick moved at the same time as the left stabilizer levels controls the movement of the 2 stabilizers of the left side of the machine. The right joystick moved at the same time as the right stabilizers controls the movement of the 2 stabilizers of the right side of the machine. During the stabilization phase, you can only estimate the inclination of the machine through the bubble. The platform is properly stabilized when all the 4 feet of the stabilizers are resting on the ground. This can be verified by flashing of the 4 lights installed on the feet themselves and when the bubbles has shifted to the green area. Before going up, slightly move downwards the stabilizer levels to pressurize the cylinders. The correct stabilization of the machine is indicated by the allowed movement of the overhead part light. At this point, you can go up with the overhead part. The movement of the arm and the rotation have to be enabled by pressing the push buttons situated on the lower part of the remote. By keeping these push buttons pressed and moving the central joysticks of the overhead part, you can control the movements of the arms of the platform. The Hinowa Leaf Light 1965 overhead platform allows the operator in the basket to carry out an emergency maneuver to bring the basket back to the minimum safety levels above the ground in cases of a malfunction of the engine or of the hydraulic system of the machine. This procedure can only be carried out in cases of real emergency and must never be used as an ordinary working operation of the platform. Before starting the maneuver, you have to verify that both engines, thermic and electric, are off. Keep the emergency descent button pressed, together with the desired movement button. During this phase, the only movements allowed are the descent of the jib arm, the first/second arm, and the third/fourth arm. The card of the load cell indicates an excess of weight when 200 kilograms is selected and the machine is closed. Check that the actual load weight on the basket does not exceed 200 kilograms. Check that the jib arm of the machine is completely closed. The thermic engine does not start. Check that all the emergency stop buttons are released. Check that the control workstation switch is properly oriented. Check that the engine switch on the remote is correctly positioned into thermic engine. The electric engine does not start. Check that all the emergency stop push buttons are released. Check that the engine switch on the remote is properly positioned onto electric engine. Check that the switches inside the electric protection panel are on. Check the state of the 2 amps fuse inside the electric protection panel. The machine is completely closed and aligned, but on the remote, the allowed traveling movement light does not come on and the machine does not move. Check the state of the photoelectric cells, registering the alignment of the platform. Objects or dirt may have clogged the photoelectric cells or the reflectors, preventing them from working properly. The machine is properly stabilized, but on the remote, the allowed overhead part movement light does not come on. The slope exceeds the allowed limit. The remote is not in its seat. The emergency mushroom head push button on the basket is not properly inserted in its key. Make sure you tie up safely the machine when transporting it on trucks or trailers.